And these two dudes come up with their dog and tell me, what's in your backpack?
Okay.
And I said, what do you mean what's in my backpack?
Okay.
Well, I thought I was getting robbed, dude.
I understand. I'm just saying.
And then
not robbing you. How you doing?
Not bad.
You're right.
Are you his boss? Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the only concern is, man, look, some people just called in, right? They said that you were going up door to door, like checking door handles and stuff, okay?
Well, I'm not checking. I am going door to door.
We are.
Absolutely. You guys know you're welcome to play the canvas in the area. That's absolutely something you're allowed to do, okay? Some of those people just called in, right, because they're concerned, because they thought you were like jingling door handles, and they're worried and they're concerned because there's been some break-ins in the area recently.
They need to not come up and demand I open anything. Come up with two dogs threatening me. Like, that is not okay, dude.
That's not okay. That's definitely not okay. And I think I can understand both sides of what's happening here.
I can understand them too, but when I told them I'm politically canvassing...
They're not you guys. You know what I mean? They're not the cops.
So here's the deal, okay? So you got to remember, right, you're not in any kind of attire showing that you're politically canvassing, or you're in a video game t-shirt, some headphones, some sunglasses, and a backpack and ball shorts, right? So
that's not illegal.
No, it's not. I'm just explaining to you, right? People might perceive what you're doing, right, is illegal, like hot prowling, right? That is a law and it is a violation. You can't go on people's properties. Anytime you pass a public sidewalk and it's somebody's private property, that is trespassing, right? That's people's concern right now.
If I were to remain...
Our job is to...
Right out of the gate, you see how fast suspicion escalates. A man with a backpack becomes a possible prowler because neighbors called it in. The officer opens calmly, framing it as community concern, not accusation. That's a strategic tone. He's not claiming guilt, he's claiming perception. And perception drives police encounters more than facts. Meanwhile, Ron feels targeted and threatened by civilians, not cops. Two different fears collide here: public paranoia versus personal liberty. The tension isn't about what happened, it's about how it looked. And in policing, appearance often starts the engine.
Figure out what's going on, right? All we need to know is your name, what you're putting. If you have anything to say, hey, I'm politically canvassing, cool. That way we can go back to them and tell them the gentleman's just politically canvassing. He showed us. We have sufficient, information to say, you know what, that's all he's doing. But in the interest of justice and for public, right, that's their request, and that's why we're doing our due diligence.
Well, okay. I mean, respectfully, I know my rights. I will read. They can request all they want, but to alleviate their concern, my name is Ron, and I work for... Okay. Am I being detained?
Right now, yes, for trespassing, because you were on people's properties. So if you want to go down that road, we just need your name, date of birth, and we'll check you, make sure you're not a wanted person, and be done and over with.
I'm so sorry. Where was he at? Where he was trespassing? I'm so sorry.
He was at people's doors that he was knocking. That's when you cross somebody's threshold to their property line, right? That is trespassing. When you're not on a public
enter or remain unlawfully. I never entered or remained unlawfully.
Hold on, Ron, calm down.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm just trying to understand.
Sure.
We're going to knock on people's doors.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. So we're not allowed to knock.
First Amendment right.
Ron, calm down.
I'm sorry.
We're not allowed to walk out to someone's door and knock on your door?
Correct, because it's their private property. So so like right now we're on a public side. Where he's standing is technically private property. Somebody maintains that law,
Now the conversation shifts to property lines. The officer explains that once you leave the sidewalk and step on a private property, even to knock, you technically cross into someone's domain. Ron pushes back, leaning on First Amendment protections. This is the classic clash: constitutional rights versus local ordinances. The officer isn't denying free speech, he's narrowing it to location. Ron hears suppression. The officer sees procedure. Neither is fully wrong, but neither is fully aligned. This is where legal nuance lives, in the gray space between allowed and perceived as unlawful.
For that lawn, this building probably, chances are, is who owns that, right? However, most people aren't going to call in and say, hey, you're trespassing, right? But because of the nature and how everything went down, right, and their confrontation, their disturbance, whatever it is that they got into, I wasn't there, right? I wasn't there. It was you and them, right?
Well, how are you going to convince a jury?
Right? So the allegation right now, right, is that. Right? Very simple. All we do is verify who you are, ensure that all you're doing is canvassing.
I have a Fourth Amendment protection.
Right? Okay, if you'd like to go down that road, we can go down and we'll take you to jail for trespassing, if that's the road you want to go down. I'm trying to prevent that, alleviate all that, by just verifying who you are. Very simple.
I committed no crime.
When you're trespassing, that is a crime.
No, if anybody ever told me to leave their property, I left, and that wasn't today.
Okay, it doesn't matter. You still can't just trespass on people's properties. It's private property. If you don't own it, it's owned by somebody else, right? Like the grass you're standing on. If somebody called and said, "Hey, that guy's trespassing. I want to trespass,"
So
I have
then-
to identify you and issue you a warning, and then
A
that's
picture
it,
is sufficient.
okay? What was that?
A picture is sufficient
Picture?
for a warning. You can take my picture and say
No,
you
that's
did.
not sufficient. We need a name and date of birth because we have to issue you a formal trespass warning.
So under threat of arrest, if I do not give you my name,
threat, okay.
So, if I do not give you my name, will you-
Because now you're
that you will
obstructing.
arrest
If
me.
you're trespassing, and you don't give us your information. Now it's obstruction.
if I do not give you my name, you'll arrest me.
Listen, we don't want to go down that road.
I know, but I'm just asking you.
I ain't being.
Here's where identification becomes the battleground. The officer says they just need a name to close the loop and reassure the complainants. Ron hears compelled identification without a crime. Notice the subtle escalation. The word trespassing gets introduced. That single word changes everything. Once a potential charge is mentioned, the encounter shifts from casual inquiry to investigative detention territory. Ron begins invoking the Fourth Amendment. The officer begins talking about warnings. The entire temperature of the scene rises, and it's no longer about canvassing. It's about authority.
As reasonable with you as I can be, okay?
And I
can
want
just
to comply.
Listen, okay? When
I
you
want
go
to
on
comply,
someone's
but-
private property, okay? The city of Billings, right, requires we identify the person to issue them a warning, saying, "Hey, sir, you've been warned. Please do not trespass."
And the Supreme Court has ruled that a picture is sufficient.
Ron, I need you to hold on for a second. This
Yeah.
is my program organizer.
Okay,
Would you mind just talking
Yes,
to her for a second?
no problem.
I want legal representation.
Hello, this is Officer Diaz. Who am I speaking with? Good. I'm doing well. We're just out here because there was reports of some kind of hot prowling going on where, what's your name?
But they're false reports.
My name is.
Thank you.
You work
What's
for Ron. He works with me.
Ryan? So I guess Brian? Ron. I guess Ron was doing some political canvassing.
That's what we do.
And they were knocking on doors and so forth, which they're allowed to do, right? However,
crime.
When you trespass on somebody's private property, it's trespassing. So most people aren't going to call in that you came to solicit and do all that stuff, right? At the end of the day, like I explained, all that, that's all we're trying to do.
I want to give up my rights. He just said I haven't committed any crime. I have no obligation to identify.
Real quick,
That's what he
it's
said.
Ron, right?
But if he's going to threaten me with arrest, then I will sue them for a violation.
So standing
really quickly,
is
Ron,
like a
let me just
public
clear this
or
up really
private
quickly,
grass.
okay?
Somebody maintains the grass.
This section becomes a legal chess match. Ron asks the critical question, "Am I being detained?" The officer answers indirectly, tying detention to trespass investigation. Then comes the pressure point. Failure to identify could lead to arrest or obstruction. That's the leverage moment. From a policing standpoint, identification supports documentation. From a rights standpoint, compelled ID without clear probable cause feels coercive. Both sides dig in. This isn't shouting, it's structured tension. Calm voices, sharp implications. The law isn't loud here. It's procedural and calculated.
Billings City Code has a thing just called prowling.
That's fine. I just need to know if I do not give my name, will you arrest me?
If Ron is
Okay,
gonna
thank you.
cooperate,
No.
I don't know
Okay.
what company you work for.
Am I free to go now?
Not want to continue.
Not right now, right? Just Billings City
So
Code.
what reasonable articulable suspicion do you have that trespassing is when you enter and remain unlawfully? Nothing about me knocking on their door was unlawful.
I appreciate you explaining the trespassing, okay? That's really helpful. Thank you. Okay?
Like I said, most
I'm talking about the
people in
situation
reasonable
in Billings City Code,
don't care
okay?
that you
That has to do with prowling. You kind of already explained to me why you're here. You're politically
And I have my boss. So there we go. Political canvassing. This is my First Amendment right. I am exercising my First Amendment right.
So like as part of like that Billings City Code
So,
requiring
because
it,
of that,
we just need to
right,
identify.
Can you get me that Billings City Code?
Would you like me to show it to you?
And make
Yeah.
I don't want a person identify him,
Here you go,
be
boss.
done with it, and send him on his way.
You can even read it if you would like.
Being difficult and not wanting to give his name. So that's kind of where we're at.
Oh, I'm a law-abiding individual practicing my First Amendment right, though.
Sorry.
Absolutely. Right, but
So,
part of the problem
absolutely,
is
absolutely.
People came and they described it, right? They described it as you were coming in and you were like making.
But that's why you
right?
do due diligence and you come and get the second side of the story and you find out that my boss is here and I'm exercising my First Amendment right.
We're just trying
So
to-
now, so what crime have I committed?
Dogs and
Because I'm trying to complete and make sure, right? Like obviously, yeah.
What does my name have to do with any of that?
Verify it, right? For us to be able to.
And that's what we
properly
wanna
verify.
We see reinforcement through hierarchy. A supervisor gets looped in. and the narrative broadens to hot prowling reports. That term carries weight. It frames the behavior within a crime pattern in the area. Context matters. Officers aren't responding in a vacuum. They're responding in a climate of recent break-ins. Ron maintains he left any property when asked and committed no crime. The officers emphasize community safety and formal warning protocol. This becomes less about punishment and more about documentation. Still, the core question remains unresolved. Is knocking inherently suspicious or constitutionally protected?